Today I'm working on a family friend car, and it was said that it needs an engine, but I don't think it does. Never mind. Look at that. Another new car? As you can see, I bought another car. This is a 97 Honda CRV, and it's had an oil leak for a while. Everything is dirty. And the car itself, the body's in pretty good shape. It has like one dent right there, and then it has no rust. It's not all rusted out right here like most of them are. Oh, it does have rust. It would be a good candidate for one to paint. Trunk all works, and it's really cool how it goes to the side. But I got this car for my girlfriend because she's been wanting something older and all-wheel drive, so I told her a CRV would be perfect. And I found this deal pop up locally. He was asking like $2,000, but it wasn't running. It would like start for a second and it would die. So I brought it home and I checked the timing because he recently did the timing belt, and timing was a tooth off on the cams. And then also he had a mobile mechanic work on it, and he did a terrible job. He paid the guy $1,000 and the guy didn't fix anything. It was still not running. But the spark plug seals were leaking, and all the oil that was in there, it went into the cylinders. So it really fouled out the plugs and everything. So even when I corrected timing, it still wasn't firing, but it had spark and it had fuel. We verified it. And then we swapped the plugs with the ones out of my Integra, and the wires, and it started right up and it ran good. So now I'm just in the stage of putting it all back together, and then I'm gonna clean everything and yeah, just see what else it needs to be a reliable daily. The interior also needs to be deep cleaned, but I can do all that. And it only has 153,000 miles, so pretty low mileage for one of these. I had to go to Honda to get the little Woodruff key for the crank pulley, harmonic balancer. So I'm gonna put that on now and start buttoning it back up. A little update, timing is all back on. I was putting it back together and I saw that the rear timing cover was missing. So I had to go to pick apart and pull that, and I got a clean front cover. Now I'm going to do the valve cover gasket and then torque it all down, and it should be ready to run. I need to torque down the crank pulley bolt and put that cover back on, and all the belts are tensioned and torqued, so the motor mounts back on, so it should be close to being ready to drive. Everything's all back together basically, just a few more things like put this back, stuff like that. But let's see if it'll start. Oh, I hear a pulley noise. But it's running. Oh yeah. Has throttle response. The cam gear is hitting on this plastic. No smoke. Alright, test start was a success. The mechanic who worked on this, he took the valve cover off and I think he laid it right here or something, because there's just oil all over there, and the gasket was leaking. But there's just fresh oil. Like, I laid it up there, I will admit, that was me. That's my oil. But the mechanic who worked on this before, he like laid it everywhere. Like, I didn't do that. There's just oil all over that manifold, all over the engine. Disgusting. Now it needs to be cleaned. Oh my God. So I left off yesterday, it was running. I started cleaning it a little bit. The body's in good shape. The paint is rough. Like right here it's faded, on the hood's faded, and the roof. I guess the rest of it's not too bad. Like up here is a little faded, but it's not too bad. The worst is the hood, definitely. What I did mechanical wise yesterday was I did that timing cover, and then I redid timing. I did the cam seals as well because those looked like they were leaking, and I did the valve cover gasket. Now there's still a pretty decent oil leak from the oil pan, I believe. I think it might even be from the drain plug, but I'm doing the oil pan because it's all bent and dented in. So I'm just gonna do the pan, and I'll do an oil change then also. Yeah, this whole engine and engine bay was just coated in oil, so a bunch of that's still dripping down too. You can see I washed it off a little bit, and it cleaned it up a little bit. I wanna find the heat shield for the exhaust. You can see that there was just oil all in that valley right there, and it was rough. But today I was lucky enough to find some pretty new suspension for it, and stock suspension. So I'm gonna put this on because it is on max peating rods right now. They ride okay for 200 bucks, I guess, but they're just clanky and it's low, and I just want stock ride height because this is my girlfriend's car. So I just want it to be all stock, you know, reliable, and just a good car. Anybody wants some max peating rods? They will be for sale. Man, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Front is done, as you can see, and now it actually has clearance. Time to do the rear. Again, for sale, 100 bucks. Anybody? Any takers? Had to do a valve adjustment. More things need to get done on the CRV. First things first, I'm actually gonna drop the oil pan. I have a new one right there because the original one's all dented in. And when you take the pan off, the old gasket is just like stuck to the pan. It is just so annoying to remove. And also the valve cover needs to be pulled off again for the third time because this cap at the end is leaking. So I have a new one of those to go in. And then I'm gonna paint the valve cover while it's off. Let's get started on the oil pan. The drain bolt had no washer on it, so it was leaking a little bit from there. It's not a good sign. Based on the coloration down here versus the head being like super clean, I believe the head's been at least taken off and put back on and cleaned before or something. Now this is much better. Once it dries a little more, I'm gonna shave that off and it'll look real sharp. I went to pick apart and I found another hood because this one's all faded right there, and it has this on it, and I found a pretty decent hood. I'll show you it once I clean it. And I also found floor mats, and I'm gonna try to clean them and see how they come out. Might have to paint them. Here is the new hood. It's nice, but it doesn't match 100%, which I knew it wasn't gonna match 100%. And then now it just makes the fenders look even worse. Here's the old hood, and as you can see, it's just really bad. So that one cost me $60 from pick apart, and yeah, from 10 feet away, 5 feet away even, looks way better. So got the heat shield on. I just put a new oil filter on. It had a Fram one on it and it was stuck, so I had to get channel locks to get it off. But the valve cover came out pretty nice. I need to sand the lettering now, but yeah, the engine bay's coming together. So now I'm gonna do the alternator and stuff, and then I'm gonna try to pull the bumpers off and like the side trims so I can paint those with bumper paint. And after that, I mean, really it just needs like tires, stuff like that, and then it's roadworthy. This is why I bought a rust-free car, because it's taking me 5 minutes to take the front and rear bumper off. And just look at that. Everything is just super clean, no broken bolts or anything. Everything is just so clean. This is why I waited for a rust-free one, because I did not want to just deal with rust. Now all the trim pieces are off, and there is not a speck of rust on it. It is amazing. So I'm gonna go spray it down right now to just get all the dust out of this area and stuff. But it is looking real good body-wise. But I'm very happy with the car I ended up with. Got those ready to paint. Been chugging along. This is the bumper paint I'm gonna try out. I don't know if they came black from factory or if they're just like a dark gray, but they're gonna be black now, and it'll match like the spoiler and the window tint and everything, so I think it'll look pretty good. And first coat is down. I should only have to do 2 coats, maybe 2 and some touch up, but it went from that to nice matte black or flat black. And I sprayed off around here and it just looks amazing. I'm so surprised. So these dried overnight. They came out pretty good. Just a nice satin black.
I gotta teach them about rocks cause I know they lost. Thinking about dropping a 60, replacing my pearlies with ice and gold dental floss. The loudest, most gangster rap niggas be bitchin' DL. I won't say it, they know they soft. I came with my pistol in case of an issue, but they ain't even like that, it threw me off.
Looking much better now. All the side trims are on and everything. These things with the fresh coat of black paint on them, it wakes it up a whole lot more. It looks a ton better. All right, just did the first coat. One can did a pretty decent first coat on here and then a lighter first coat on there. So I definitely need 3 cans probably.
Find your dreams come true.
Put your hands up, black boy.
What are you looking at?
It's a CRV. And it's cute.
I didn't think you noticed it at first.
Oh, it's cute.
I wasn't expecting you to actually come, so I didn't get it prettied up. Somewhat.
Somewhat.
It will. It runs now, but it just needs a few little things.
It's cute.
That's because I've been working on it all week.
That's what you've been working on all week?
Yes. This is the one that you sent.
I found it?
Yeah, the one that was 2,000 or whatever you had it posted for.
How many miles?
It says it.
150?
Yeah.
That's not bad. For 2,000?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I paid 1,800. But it
It's
wasn't
not
running. Me
bad.
and Pops had the trailer at home.
Oh, really?
But I got it running.
Can it drive forward?
Yeah, right here. I'll get in. We can go for a little spin.
Okay.
Jeez, where are you going? Off road?
We'll just... Oh, it's got a little pep to it.
It needs an alternator. And then no, go that way. Yeah.
This was $2,000?
1,800.
Oh my goodness.
But I put money into it a little bit. But
this is nice.
yeah, not bad. Hey, I never even tested those. Do you like this?
I do actually.
You
I think
actually
that's
do?
really helpful. Yeah, I don't mind it.
You can see.
Breaker, obviously, and it has a freaking armrest.
Yeah.
Good, so I can lounge.
Mine doesn't though. That's because I did all the work on it. No, I painted the valve cover because I have clips because I've been making a video on it. Surprising my girlfriend with a Honda CRV. But I've been making clips on it, so I have what it looked like. But I did all the work under the hood. It will only cost you $2,000 for labor. Man, it's bright out here. That's about it for the CRV. And if you didn't know, I bought that Integra for my girlfriend a little bit ago. So now I got her a CRV, adding to the collection. The only thing left I have to do on the CRV is just find original wheels, which I think somebody's given me some, so that'd be really cool. And then get good tires and get an alignment. And that's it. But thank you all for watching. Hope you liked it. Stay tuned for more.
If I gotta stop taking everybody for their word and their image, cause really shit boosting now. I'm putting money in all of my bros, if they working, I'm really a booster now. All of the niggas I grew up, Sally at home with their mamas, they losers now.